As the world is on the verge of a massive world war, potential nuclear holocaust, that things are exploding not just in Ukraine, but in the Middle East, Asia on the horizon, Joe Biden goes to the UN. What a joke. They had him jacked up this morning. They injected something into him. At least he could read his teleprompter. He didn't need his wife there, Jill, monitoring what's going on. But he said absolutely nothing. It was total BS. Talks about how he's optimistic. That's about it. Yeah, he's optimistic because he's going back to the beach after this. It's unbelievable. But then he's at the UN. What is the UN? When I ran for the US Senate in 2003, 2004 in Florida, I got up at an event once and it just came out impromptu because I've been reading about that for a very long time, even when I was a young aide to Republican Senator Richard Schweiker right after Duke University. I took a year off before I went to law school. And I was getting letters, get us, that's you, capital, period, S capital, period, get US, United States, out of the UN. What is the UN? It's not just worthless, it accomplishes little to nothing. In fact, worse than little to nothing. It makes a huge mess throughout the world. It's become a money laundering operation for terrorist organizations. It's a way that foreign countries, including terrorist states, can get their people into the country with a diplomatic passport to spy on the United States. It's located in New York City, the UN General Assembly and the building and everything else. And it's time that we basically threw them out of the United States and basically relegated it to the ash heap of history. It accomplishes nothing. And it wastes a lot of our money. We wound up paying most of it. So Biden was there among a bunch of fools. Most of these fools anti-American, hate America, hate Israel, hate Saudi Arabia, hate anybody that wants to actually move forward with the United States, our allies, hates Great Britain, hates France, hates Italy, hates the rest. And Biden gets up there and touts cooperation. Oh, I put together all these alliances. Well, what are these alliances doing? They're making matters worse. Look at the world wars that we're about ready to enter into around the world. Taiwan and China on the horizon. So that's my message for today. You know, I am an international lawyer. I speak 3 languages. Some people even think I speak English. I speak Italian, French, and English, and I can get by in Spanish. I'm not a xenophobe. I like people from other countries, as long as they play by the rules in this country, and we have to play by their rules in their country. But the fact is, the United States has to do it on its own. And we now see what's happening in the Middle East, and that's the result of the weakness of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. No one respects them. Kamala Harris, and this is something, that you got to take as a matter of reality too. I believe in equal rights between men and women. I've represented many women in cases, sexual harassment cases and otherwise. But foreign leaders in some countries, in major countries, don't take women seriously. And if you're going to have a woman, have a really strong woman who's smart, not someone like Kamala Harris, who frankly is a moron. All she can do is read from a teleprompter. Can't do much of anything else. So this is the bottom line. Maybe she's calling now to complain. But I'll tell you something. We at Freedom Watch are there for freedom, and we will stand in our stead, and we will do everything we can. I don't get involved in elections. I don't tell you who to vote for. But this woman and Joe Biden, peacefully and legally, need to be removed from power before they do permanent damage to this country. We're on our knees. We're gasping for air. We need to get up off the mat and save not just this country, but the world. We can do it with God's grace. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute with tax-deductible contributions. Contribute to our cause with your time. You can join our Justice League. We need you. Freedom Watch needs you. You do not have a government that is there for the American people. And even if Trump is elected, expect them to do, the deep state, everything they can to destroy him, and you'll need a Freedom Watch to keep them off his back. And for that matter, anyone who is sincere that's working with him in the cabinet. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. Thank you for listening to me.